Welcome everybody to the health and wellness stage. For our next presentation, we have Coach Kevin Duffy. He is one of the shining stars coming into the industry in the last 5 years, operating out of Boston as a strength and conditioning coach and a ultimate golf performance coach. He's going to help us understand and untangle, as you see, some of the myths and the associated cloudiness of the fitness world for golf. All right, so Coach Kevin Duffy, high energy guy, welcome to the stage, 2023 Health and Wellness.
Thanks, buddy. All right, I'm excited to be back. We haven't been here at this capacity in quite some time. We haven't been back to this facility in this much people being here since 2018, 2019. But I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated because I'm talking about something similar then as I am now. We have taken the process of golf fitness and made it so complex that it's frustrating to even think about getting started. Instead of taking people and motivating them and saying, this is going to be my year, I'm going to outdrive my buddy who I hit it past last year once. I'm going to outdrive all of my friends. I'm not going to have a hybrid into that silly par 4 where I really need to hold the green. This is going to be my year. Instead of thinking that, I go online, I find something on social media, I try to copy and paste it and put it in my living room. Instead of thinking, all right, here we go. This is my year. I'm going to crush it. I'm thinking, why do I get started? Because I tried to take Rory McIlroy's program from the PGA Tour truck and put it into your living room. That doesn't fit. It doesn't work. It doesn't address your actual needs. You're standing here today. This whole building is set up to help you play better golf. So why would I take that process and make it as complex as physically possible and move the goalpost to a point where you can't reach it? I wouldn't. If I did, I'd be bad at my job. I would be hurting people instead of helping people. And my job is to help people, not hurt people. And mostly, I'm hired because we know you want higher club head speed. I know. Brian, you tell me every day, so-and-so wants to see you for higher club head speed. I'm aware. I know why they're coming. You send them to me anyway. Thank you. When I have taken something off of social media and tried to play it in front of you, it's for clicks. It's for likes. I put some drill on there because I think it looks cool. We put it there because it looks cool. Keep doing it. I want to see it. Show me the latest landmine. Show me the cool kettlebell snatch. Show me the mace thing that I don't fully understand yet. But don't make your program by saving all of those drills and trying to apply them in no rhyme or no reason. Every coach that's here, every coach that has a TPI badge next to their name has posted something super cool. They posted it because it's cool. It's social media. Bang, quick, like, awesome, engagement. Maybe you'll come into my gym. Not a single one of them, when you walk into their gym, is going to start you there. That looks delicious, by the way. Not a single person is going to say, hey, sir, I know you have balance problems, but let's go buy a new set of speed sticks and crank away and see what happens. It doesn't happen. But it happens far too often, in which I walk into a weight room and I'm able to identify a golfer like that. Generally, when I walk into a weight room, I'm able to identify a golfer based on style. I'm not sure why we haven't caught up yet. Gym style, there is no collar required. When you walk into a weight room, it reminds me of my first golf client. His name was Greg. Still with us. Greg walked into the weight room, grabbed a 20-pound med ball, tried to mimic the swing. Looked nothing like it. Biomechanics were a mess. Probably going to get slower doing that. Will get slower. He then tried to do the most complex looking push-up with a slider and a Spider-Man something all over the gym floor. You should only have one slider under each foot, not two. And then from there, He tried to do a deadlift, which was on a Bosu ball. He tried to do a squat overhead while his ankles were up in the air. And 16 whole minutes later, he's frustrated and he's walking on the treadmill. This probably sounds familiar to some of you. You've probably seen it. And you can probably identify a golfer trying to work their way through the complex golf fitness game. I tell you this story because I want to give you some hope. There's a hope because you can do the simple things savagely well to produce uncommon results. That's my gym's saying. That is the saying that we live and die by. I say this because Greg wanted to make his golf workout as golfy as possible. Golfy is not a real word, but I use it because I hear it all the time. He wanted to make it replicate the golf swing as close as he could. Instead, if I made him more athletic, he got better. Year in and year out, his pain went away. His handicap started to drop. Most importantly, his wardrobe changed. You want to get better golf, but we also want to get better at golf and look good doing it. I would like you to be able to change your t-shirt size in the process. So I tell you all this to say that Greg has now won 2 of his senior club championships. He has gone on to play 18 holes multiple days in a row. And most importantly, he has the energy to go home and take his wife out to dinner instead of going home to take a nap after playing 18 holes. Do it all over again. This is my primary clientele. This is also the primary clientele that gets the most frustrated because they want to make the most progress, but they have the most room to grow. They have the most room to grow because I can take their club head speed from 90 to 96 easily. If I'm trying to make a program for an LPGA or a PGA client, I am trying to change the 1%. I am trying to take a 7-iron that goes 125 and I'm trying to make it go 145. If I'm closing the gap between your goal as fast as humanly possible, I'm skipping steps along the way. So if I made you better at sports, if I made you more athletic, we would improve your athletic ability, which would allow you to play better. Now, sir, what sport did you play growing up? Football? Anything else? Throwing sports at all? Baseball. Okay, most people played baseball growing up. A lot of baseball, a lot of lacrosse. Lacrosse is becoming more popular now. A lot of stick sports. If we did nothing else with him, then have him start throwing a baseball again. For some reason, I didn't include strength. He would get better at golf. His balance would improve. His ability to stretch and create snap would improve. So why wouldn't I train him to be a better athlete rather than trying to have him copy Rory's program? I shouldn't. I wouldn't do that. It's irresponsible. He's more likely to get injured. So if I think about it in that process, it makes it easier. So if I want to train you because your golf game is actually closer to Michael Jordan's than it is to Rory's, if I try to train you to be a better athlete and tell you to go start shooting hoops again, you're going to play better. We're going to have more athletic ability. I'm going to be able to change direction. I'm going to be able to cut. I'm going to be able to plant. I'm going to be able to play better. I'm going to be having more speed behind the club, which is why you all come in to see me. So if I am going to focus on improving your athletic ability, I should focus on your ability to translate force. I should focus on your ability to jump. I should focus on your ability to create as much pop as humanly possible without necessarily starting you in the golf swing. So I say all this to bring you back to the fact that it's not as complex as you might think. If I teach you to deadlift, if I teach you to jump, if I teach you to cut, we will make gains. Now, I can't just stand up here and chat for 30 minutes about the process. I do need to show you some drills. So grab a piece of paper, grab a pen, write on your buddy's shirt, pull out your phone, whatever you need. Somebody grab a pen. You don't have a pen? You have a cell phone? Good. Okay, pull it out. Okay, on that phone, write this down. Balance, posture, hips. Stop me if that sounds too complex. No, right? I haven't scared anybody away. Now, if I say deadlift, raise your hand if you got concerned. Okay, 2, 3, 4. A deadlift. Most of you may picture somebody who looks like Thor grabbing a giant bar, right? What if I told you I taught 7 people how to deadlift yesterday and we didn't pick up a weight? All of them used their hamstrings better, all of their balance improved, and I got 1 to 2 mile an hour club head gain just because I had a beautiful TrackMan set up in front of me and I was able to say, look, it worked. It's possible. I should teach you to deadlift because it will address your posture. I should teach you to do a bent over row because it will address your posture. I should teach you how to jump rope before I teach you how to use a speed stick. Now listen to that. I should teach you to jump rope before I teach you how to use a speed stick. It is negligent to work on overspeed training without addressing your balance. Agreed, speed stick? I saw your eyes. Address your balance first, right? He might argue with me. We'll talk later. We're still friends. I still love you. When we address balance, I can work on the engine more. If I don't address balance, it's like me putting a Ferrari engine inside of a golf cart and seeing what happens. Breaking news, crash. My balance can be improved by jumping from side to side and jumping rope. So those of us with our notes out, balance, jump rope, jump side to side. If when you jump side to side, I fall every time, go shorter. Once I'm able to expand upon that, create more force. Okay? So here's our exercises. For balance, I'm going to work on jump rope. Once I've perfected my jump rope, I don't need us to look like a master on TikTok or whatever we're doing. But I do need you to find the middle of your foot because that's where all your force is coming from. Everybody sitting here has heard the term ground force reaction. If I increase your ability to create more ground forces, you will have more force. You will then hit the ball further, which is the major reason you came to see me in the first place. So for balance, jump rope. After jump rope, you're going to do a lateral bound. From there, we will work on your posture. Your posture is easier than we think. It has been made out to be a thought process that my powerful drill comes from this big, powerful guy throwing me how to throw a med ball across a room. Now, granted, I'd love to get there, but I don't think that's a wise place to start. If I want to create a better posture and I want to create more balance and I want to learn to throw something across the room, I better first learn to deadlift. So I've said deadlift probably 16 times already. I might say it 16 more. It's very important. It is the only way you should address the club. Now, there's 3 ways to address a club. There's only one that's right. You've got this, which is terrible. You've got this, which is also slightly less terrible. And then you've got a hip. Every single swing, you move your hips. Every single swing, you set up in a deadlift. So when I do a deadlift, I should be walking over to a set of weights that are moderate to start. You eventually will work your way up to a hex bar, a bar, something along that line. But I'm going to start with 2 20-pound kettlebells. When I grab the weight, please bend your knees. I should be pulling my shoulders back into good posture. From my pulled back posture, I will hip hinge. So right now I'm very close to a dress with driver. I will exaggerate that motion and go from driver to kid's low iron. My hips shoot back to the wall and I drive my glutes forward. On every swing, your hips will flex and extend. Nobody's going to argue with me on that, I hope. When we do it, you will build up from 20 pounds, 40 pounds, 60 pounds. We can climb slowly, but the whole time, you're going to get better at posture. So my ability to improve your posture, improve your balance, will improve your athletic potential. If my athletic potential goes up, I will hit bombs, which is why Lance hired me today. Actually, secret sauce to hit bombs, kick down some damn doors. It's basically what he wanted me here for. When we do more posture drills, it makes it ability for me to become more athletic over the ball at address on every single swing increase. If I did that on every program, everybody would be happy. So, posture, deadlift, another posture drill. Grab your hips back, put a band in front of you, and pull. Right now, I haven't listed anything that you have seen on a PGA Tour truck or that you've seen on Instagram because it's not super sexy and it's not super cool. But we keep posting it because it's cool. I want to see it. If Mitch is going to post something cool with a mace, you're damn right I want to see it. If somebody's going to be throwing around a golf forever drill and it looks sick, please post it. But don't start there. Please don't start there. Start with something small, attainable. Increase your athletic ability. So, balance, jump rope, lateral jumps, posture, deadlift, bent over row. What was the third one I had you write down, sir, in the blue shirt? What was the last one? That's my man. You're hired. Hips. So, I don't know if you know this, but we should rotate, not slide. This is a terrible dance move. Don't copy that. I don't want to see any of that tonight. Okay? When we rotate, internal, external hip rotation should occur. So when I learn to load the hip, some of us might not be best suited to do a lateral lunge. Some of us might be better suited to do a step up. To have you do a lateral lunge to kettlebell clean to overhead press would be so cool, but would be so negligent. So don't do it. Don't start there. I want you to get there. It will help you, but I don't think it's wise to start there. So, posture, balance, hips. After I work on my lateral lunges, after I work on my lateral drive, I should be also working on my forward flexion and extension. So, there's squats and there's step-ups. They're the easiest drill because you do it every day. You sit down, you stand up. You step up the stair, you walk down the stairs. If you have pain walking up and down the stairs, there will be physical therapists presenting all day. My physical therapist is presenting at 3. If you need his help, call him. When you are working on improving your small things, it'll make big improvements. Rather than trying to copy a PGA Tour drill and put it in your living room. So the drills we've gone over, I'll give you this list later. For balance, it's lateral jumps. It's jump rope. Not complex, not crazy, proven results. From balance, we go to posture. So I do a bent over row, and I've done a kettlebell deadlift. From a kettlebell deadlift, I can improve upon multiple different variations. We'll get into that another time. From there, we do lateral step-ups, and we do a lateral lunge. Okay? Posture, balance, hips. Everybody's going to remember that. He wrote it down. He'll give you out notes later. Find him. He's that blue shirt guy. When we go to improve upon all of those little things, it'll make a large difference. Now, I say all this to tell you that I didn't learn this right off the bat. When I started coaching, I thought, oh, that's cool. This is cool. Let's try this. You had to figure out what is your mojo, what works, what clicks with your clients. And what's easiest is when you try to take away some of your ability. So, I have an old golfer. I can say he's old. I asked permission before I flew out here. He has been playing in the same foursome for 15 plus years. He finally walks into my weight room. My head professional sent him to me, said, hey, this guy needs more club head speed. I said, I know, Brian, I love you, thank you. And when he walks in, he says, I need more club head speed, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this. He's an old Irish guy, he's stubborn. I'm a young Irish guy, I'm stubborn, it's fireworks, it's beautiful chemistry in there. We never fight or bicker. When he walks into the weight room, he wants to make his swing look like this. And he's showing me the latest Golf Digest. And it's great. He's like, this drill looks like it would help me. 2 seconds. 2 seconds, he's down on balance. Is that where I start him? No, I would hope not. I probably wouldn't be here if I did. He'd be hurt. When we started him out, he was a 14 handicap, and he was always losing in the end of his round. He was always losing at the end of his matches. and his durability was really starting to wear away. So his program needed to be long-term based. He wanted short-term fixes. Do you think his first year of training with me, he won all the time like he wanted? Probably not. When he finished training with me, he is ecstatic because every day we work on the first things: posture, balance, hips. Every time I see him, I reinforce those. I color it a little differently. I change a drill. I move a kettlebell around. But he has gotten to a point where he is PRing his deadlifts. He has gotten to the point where he is doing 20 push-ups with no assistance, which was one of his goals when he walked in. He said, I used to be great at push-ups. He told me he did 100. I don't know if these count. They don't. 20 clean push-ups. And then we learned to jump rope. We've learned to jump. And he is doing 90-degree broad jumps across the weight room. When he came in, it's not where he started, but that's where he is now. That took time. But my main point is if I did take his advice and follow exactly what he handed me, he'd be in trouble. We would be in a pain point that he hasn't seen before. I would make him a worse player. I would frustrate that player. I would make it more complicated. Instead of making it more complicated, I gave him a driven program that's focused on doing the simple things savagely well to accomplish uncommon results. So posture, balance, and hips. I've said it 16 now. It should be stuck. The main reason he calls me to tell me about his results when I'm not there training him is because, hey, I thought about doing this and I remembered what you told me and I went back to the basics. So now instead of having C curve at address, he's neutral. Instead of having a low hip problem, it has gone away because he learned how to rotate instead of slide. It all happened on simple drills. Now I have an LPGA client. I have not given her his program. I'm changing her 1%. But I've made a bigger difference in his life than I've made in hers so far. He has gone from a 15 handicap to a 5 handicap. Hasn't moved up a tee, which is really this is really why he came in. Club head speed, cute. We know you don't want to move up tee box. I'm okay with that. You can have an ego. I'm all right with ego golf. Don't lay up. That's not called rotational power layup. It's rotational power strength. Hit it hard. But the reason I tell you all this is because I want to be the reason that he is walking up to the 15th tee box and he's not concerned. We've got his energy dialed in. We've got his strength focused. His posture is still intact. After 14 holes of golf, his posture is still intact. Do you think the guys that he's been playing with at his age are there? No. 14 holes, they're tired, they're winded, they're dehydrated most likely. It's my job to separate you. So if I take the gap between you and your playing partner and I increase it, you're going to play better. We don't do that by trying to overcomplicate your game. Golf's hard enough. I don't need to make it harder for you. When I go into Chip's program, we have focused on so many of the little things that he has his warm-up dialed in. He has his pre-round routine. He has his workout all figured out. And none of it's copying what's on the most popular Instagram page. Not because he doesn't have Instagram. But my job is to help him step on other people's throats. He wants to win. He's ruthless. He said that to me. I want to step up on the 16th tee box, and I want to know that there's no chance I'm losing. There's no chance I'm losing because I've done all the physical preparation needed to make sure that I'm increasing the gap between my playing partners and me. Not only has he worked on his durability, his hydration's dialed in, his food's focused, but he has been putting in the work for the last 2-3 years so that he is not in the same conversation, up one or down one. He has increased the gap. When he steps up to 17, which is a long par 3, it's 206 carry. There's a bunker on the right, there's a bunker short left, and there's water. He already is smiling because he knows he's done the prep and he's got the club to hold the green where his buddies are tired. Their clubs have changed going into that hole over the years. And he has an iron and they have a hybrid. And by the time he's on 18, he's ecstatic because he's up 2. Game's over. Already has the hat off. Talking a lot of trash. And making sure they know that they do not have a chance of repeating tomorrow when he's going to play them again. Because he's in to play 5 times a week. And they're trying to bullet down to 2 and 3. They want to move up a tee box and he does it. He's done the work to make sure that he increases the gap and not close the gap. He has been putting in the process and working smart, not fast, but smart for the long game. Because he's winning. He's trying to win. And I'm trying to be the reason that that is the training method that you choose. So that when you buy the new sexy driver to address all your needs, it'll go a lot further when I'm relying on myself and my body and I've invested in me that I've invested in a brand new driver. Now the TS2 is super sexy. It's very cool. It's going to help you hit bombs. But it's not going to have the same power as you taking the time to invest in yourself. That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you very much. I will be hanging out for questions if you have them. Thank you.